everyone. I am just coming on to riff a little bit about your voice and your throat that I've been talking about a lot lately. And I just want to acknowledge something as a community of empaths. And that is that as an empath, and maybe you also know your human design type, and I'd be curious if you know your human design type, whether your throat center, energy center, is undefined or defined. But regardless, as a community of empaths, we are very spongy. We tend to absorb what we see on social media, mainstream media, within relationships, within our environment, all around us. We are absorbing and we are sponging things up. And I'm sharing this because this was also my experience, especially as a yoga teacher. So I think that to some extent, this is natural and normal, but then there's a time to outgrow it. So what I'm talking about is, as a yoga teacher, I went to, my top 2 or 3 favorite yoga teachers' classes as their student when I first started practicing. And I'd go and I'd be like, oh, I love her class. I love Ashley. I love Katie. And I would just go to these people's classes over and over, and I would sponge and absorb the good energy from their class. And then I was invited to be a yoga teacher because they needed teachers. And I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm 21 years old. I guess, yes, send me to Arizona. I'll do the 30-day training and become a yoga teacher. So I did. I became a yoga teacher. And I noticed in probably my first 50 classes, because at this point I've taught thousands of yoga classes over the last 10, 11 years. And those first at least 50 classes, I sounded a lot like my teachers. I sounded a lot like somebody else. And it was partially a compliment because I loved their class, but I hadn't quite figured out my own voice. Who am I as a yoga teacher? What unique things do I bring to my class? How do I want my class to feel? And instead, I just tried to emulate and copy, to some extent, just what I personally enjoyed in other classes. So I think that this is normal and natural to an extent because you're the student, you learned from somebody. Of course, you're going to sound a little bit like them because you're learning from them. But as I was getting to in the beginning, the point is that at some point you break free from that and you start to find your own frequency. Your voice has a frequency and it is unique to you, and it is coated with amazing inspiration and healing. And you regurgitating somebody else's lessons, words, language is never going to be as powerful as when you speak from your truth center, the throat chakra, in connected to your heart. That is always going to be more powerful than regurgitating somebody else's stuff. And I would say be wary of a teacher who you maybe invest in or take a program with who says you need to teach it my way. Because then you're just a clone, you're a copy of that. And we're already naturally inclined to do that as empaths because we're so spongy. So instead, I challenge you to find and hear your own voice. What do you sound like? Fill in the blank. What does your name sound like? What does Sarah fucking Small sound like? And then even there, notice what the wounded, self-critical, nervous, lacking confidence Sarah fucking Small sounds like. But insert your name. Because that version of me also sounds a lot different than the powerful, in integrity, truthful, transparent, like wise journey from the maiden mother crone version of Sarah fucking Small sounds like. Those versions of me even sound way different. I'm actually hopping on today to riff on throat chakra and finding your voice, because so many of us don't even know what we sound like. We don't know what our authentic voice sounds like. So I want to riff about this, but I also am opening the doors today to a program to help you heal that. It's called Ready, Set, Record, and it is throat chakra activation meets putting yourself out there on live video and podcasting so you can be heard and have a big impact and leave an amazing legacy on the world. And when I go back in time and I think about my journey, I very much didn't hear my own voice in the beginning. So this is not to shame or to blame, but instead to realize and then to activate your voice that has maybe been dampened, hushed, or quieted for many years of your life. And now is your invitation. I'm telling you, we need to hear you. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear what you have to say. And are you ready and willing to take that leap into discovering what your voice actually fucking sounds like, and to detox the past teachers out of your voice? You can bring the learnings with you, but take their voice out of your tone so that you can hear your voice, which again is going to be exponentially more powerful than regurgitating someone else's stuff would ever be. Christy says, I wish I could have a voice. And I want to say to you, Christy, you do have a voice. We all have a voice. Are you using it? Does it feel really fucking scary to use your voice? And if that's the case, we're not going to throw you into the pit with the lions and say, go live today. Because there might be some deeper wounds and some inner child stories around why that feels so scary, or if you are literally be thrown into a pit of lions at the thought of going live. So we start with inner child healing. We start with healing the throat chakra. We start with embodiment and clarity on who the hell you are and what the hell you want to say. Because there's another thing also, one, to be scared or have wounds, but then if you're not clear on what you have to say, and I promise you do have something to say, but if you're not sure what that is yet, then it's also really hard to feel like inspired, or like you probably haven't even thought about starting a podcast, and that's okay. But I just want to, and you don't have to start a podcast in this course, but I want to show you what's possible for you. And my guess is you're going to feel really fucking excited about sharing your voice and want to share your voice in all of the ways by the end of the healing component of the course. So let's just go over it real quick. There's 6 modules. The first module is all about your mission. So it's your deep why. Like, why now? Why speak up now? And I'll give you a little hint. The world needs the light workers and the star seeds and the people who are heart-centered and grounded, intuitive and empathic to be rising the fuck up right now and to be sharing their voice. So module 1 is your mission. Module 2 is all about inner child alchemy. Like I said, that's where we start. I'm not going to throw you into a pit of lions. You got to start with healing. Module 3 is the embodiment portal. So it's one thing to know what you want to say or know you want to change. And it's another thing to actually embody that truth and reality within every cell of your being. So we're going to do some breath work. We're going to manifest how and the vision of the big impact that you're going to have on the world. Module 4 is all about confidence and clarity. So like I was just mentioning, Maybe you're like, oh, I'm embodied and I want to be a leader, but I don't know what the fuck I want to talk about. Well, we want to get clear on your actual message too, and who you want to be speaking to, and ultimately the legacy that you want to leave on this planet. And you all have a legacy to leave. You all do. And how cool that something like a podcast lives on forever. So fucking cool. It's your footprint in the sand of time. Module 5 is finding your flow with live video. So this could be Insta Story, Insta Live, Facebook Live, wherever you want to share your voice, any platform. TikTok. I tried it. I got off. I don't think I was very good at TikTok. Actually was pretty good. I got a few thousand followers really fast. But, you know, a girl can only be in so many places at once. So finding your flow with live video, we're going to incorporate the 5 empath wounds that you may have heard about on a podcast episode or a live stream inside this group. And we're going to look at how that's holding you back from being in flow on your live videos. You're going to get a sneak peek behind my process of going live. We're going to talk about not being scripted. I have no script talking to you right now. I have the modules pulled up on my screen, but that's it. And I want to help you feel this confident in sharing your voice. And I decided 2 minutes before I went live that I was going live today. I pulled up the modules on my computer and here we go. Here I am talking to you. Last module is by far the longest module because I go really, really in depth on becoming a podcast priestess. So this is going to take you literally step by step. I mean, most of my programs don't include hand-holding. This is a hand-holding module because I'm going to show you everything. How to create your plan, how to set up and record, how to brainstorm content, which is a super valuable process, how to be a standout host, what things to be aware of in even your speech, how to edit, produce, show titles, sharing your show with the world, social media, promotion, tracking your magic through statistics, getting reviews, monetizing your show. Because it feels really good to share your voice, but wouldn't it feel even more amazing if you got paid for it? Like, it's a pretty fun bonus. And there's embodiment practices that go along so that it's a fully embodied experience from A to Z. You're also going to get 2 live Q&As and 2 group coaching calls. So that if you come up against any blocks or need help sorting through something, especially in the clarity piece, I'm going to support you. That's it. The investment is absolutely worth at least $2,000. But I gotta be honest with you, this course was originally just the podcasting priestess part. It was just going to be a podcasting course, and I realized in an intuitive channeling download while I was on vacation that it needed to be so much more. And so I decided to make it so much more, but keep the low price. So I'm only gonna do that this round, and the prices, the investment is, because this is not just something you throw money at. This is something that you experience, that you go on a journey on, and it changes your life forever. It's $555. There's also a payment plan, a 2-part payment plan if you want to break that up. It's going to be over the course of 8 weeks or 2 months, and there's already 11 people inside. So the door is officially open today. But I've got 11 amazing women already joining me who are going to be taking this journey, and I can't fucking wait. So let's just go back to that beginning conversation. We were talking about knowing what your voice actually sounds like. And I want you to think about that for a second today as we wrap up. Do you know at the deepest core part of you who you are, what you stand for, your personal philosophies, and what you want to be sharing with the world? And if your answer was no to any of those, and you're scared to go on live video, this is absolutely for you. Abso-fucking-lutely for you. So I hope you'll join me inside. There's more to come in the following days, and if you're not already signed up for my free class, which will be like a laying the foundation, a quick win, a feeling a little bit of the codes that are inside of Ready, Set, Record. That's called Throat Chakra Alchemy, and that's a free experience this Wednesday, so make sure you sign up. There will also be a recording in case you can't join us live. All right.